hopefully no leaf blowers this week, but we shall see, who knows. Sydney never fails to amaze. It's a lovely 38 degrees, so as you can imagine I am struggling, to say the least, as is the Gus man, who is sprawled out on the floor panting in the unbearable heat. But other than the heat, it's been a good week. Dad came down for a impromptu visit, and he very much enjoyed himself. Somehow managed to survive with just his hand luggage for a week in the hotel, which is very impressive. Picked up a pair of R.M. Williams boots, so he is slowly being indoctrinated into the Australian way of life, which is always good to see. I took him for a drink in an area nearby called Brookvale, which is full of pubs and kind of breweries and all this sort of stuff. And there was an Australian barmaid. She was 40 years old. Her name was Emma. She was very full of beans, to say the least. And she asked us where we were from. And when I told her that my dad was over from Scotland, she was very, very excited. Proceeded to tell me that her current boyfriend, she emphasised current, is a short Scotsman who is bald, who has a grey beard, and every time he speaks, she melts, were her words. So picture me, having not even ordered a drink, being told Emma's life story. And if you know me, you know how well I do with small talk, so you can imagine how well that went. But she came over to where Dad and I were sitting later on, and made my dad speak so that she could hear his accent, and then proceeded to tell me that I sounded dinky, apparently. So my overthinking brain was going wild on what the hell dinky means. But anyway, apparently Dad has a lovely Scottish accent, and I sound dinky. So that was fun. Other than that, it's been just under a month since I started filming myself doing things, which sounds a little bit suspect, in the gym to put onto social media. And it started out kind of with two main aims. The first aim is, as I'm increasingly aware of my age and getting out of touch with things, I keep trying to find ways to learn new skills, and so I wanted to learn how to make videos on my phone. I couldn't really be arsed with trying to do it all on my laptop and various different bits of kit, and even as I'm saying this I realise how old I sound, but learning how to do that kind of start to finish on my phone was kind of the core skill. And then the other thing, as I mentioned last week, was this idea of, I go to the gym a few times a week anyway, and it's pretty easy to just stick a phone down and kind of film myself doing what I do anyway. And so it's not me having to go out of my way and kind of do something that is a bit tricky or difficult and would mean that I'd probably give up after a week. So I've been doing it for just under a month, as I say. It's only been a month, so I'm not over the kind of awkwardness. And I think that I was going back through some of them today, and just like looking at the bits where when the video starts and finishes, and how many kind of like nervous tics and stuff I have, where I have so many, and I'll put the video out soon, but I compare myself to Rafa Nadal, the unbelievable Spanish tennis player. I compare myself to him only insofar as apparently we both have OCD that I didn't know about, but it seems every time I do anything, I'm touching my shoulder, I'm moving my shirt, if I'm wearing a hat, I'm moving the hat around. I just do a bunch of weird stuff. So that's been fun. But I guess it's kind of all part of it. It's the filming thing has been funny because it's this kind of thing where it feels like something that comes naturally to people that are more extroverted than myself, which is painting people with broad brush, but it's not something that I would say is in my comfort zone. So I guess that's good in a way that I've been doing that, but it's very, very cringeworthy when I watch some of the stuff back, and especially when in some of the more recent ones where I've tried to do voiceover stuff, and I've been speaking normally, like I've been speaking as I normally speak, and I've never listened to 1980s seductive audiobooks, if such a thing exists. But if such a thing exists, I think I might have a career there, because I sound like some kind of weirdo, like sitting in the bushes whispering a narration of some scene. Like, it's bizarre. But people seem to react quite well to it, so I'll keep messing around with voiceovers and hopefully find a way to make my voice sound normal and not like weirdly sultry and seductive would be a compliment. So I'm not going to make it say seductive. It's very off-putting. But that has been fun. I think one of the I'm for those of you who don't know me too well, like, I'm very sort of analytical and a bit of a nerd when it comes to stuff like this. And so before I kind of got stuck in and started filming, I had a little look around on any tips or any advice of people that have done similar stuff and what they recommend. And something that kept cropping up was this idea about being authentic, like when you're making videos and any other kind of content, without sounding like an arse, just be authentic. And I just took that as a big green light to basically be able to shoot stuff on my phone. Film stuff on my phone. And kind of just like one and done it. So I don't need a bunch of angles, like I don't need a bunch of lighting, like all this stuff. I can literally just bash it out and then stick it on social media and see what happens. So the word authentic, when it comes to content, is my kind of get out of jail free card for making really cringy, crappy stuff, is what I've realised. So that's fun, and that's been good. And I'm going to kind of keep doing it, because I think I sort of have it down on how to make the videos now pretty easy. So I'll keep messing around with stuff and kind of see what's fun in games. If you haven't seen any of those, so because I am a master in branding, obviously, my Instagram is Otto Jr., which is Otto JNR. And then if you're under the age of 25, my TikTok is the same. And so is my YouTube. I'm doing YouTube Shorts as well. And then on Pinterest, my handle is Big Boob Lover. No, I'm joking. I don't have Pinterest. Please don't type Big Boob Lover into Pinterest. I don't have that, so don't go near there. But yeah, Otto JNR. That's a legit one. Go have a look. Give me love, give me abuse, give me whatever you feel like on the day. I'm all about it. The second thing that I want to talk about today, and it's kind of related to the social media stuff, but it's and I mentioned earlier as well a little bit around being analytical. So I'm, if you've ever seen The US Office, Kevin says I'm a textbook overthinker. Well, Kevin and I share that trait. I overthink everything, and it quite often holds me back from doing stuff. And I think this filming videos and kind of just taking the piss out of myself thing has been really good for me kind of getting past that and not dwelling on stuff too much. And I think part of the reason that has been that I've been able to do that is I was reading something like a month ago, and there was a line in it where it was in a business context, I think, but there was a line in it that said that someone said action produces momentum, and I've seen a few different kind of cuts of this, like action produces information, or action produces kind of energy, whatever, however you want to say it. But the kind of the main takeaway there just being, you can sit and think about things 100 million different ways. Like the fitness stuff, I've thought about doing in the past. Like I have a personal training qualification. Like I've done all this sort of stuff back in those years where between uni and school, where you have no idea what the hell you want to do, and go out and get a personal training qualification through the bank of mum and dad, which is very fortunate to do that, but haven't done anything with it since. But have thought about stuff like this in the past, but I've always been put off by the idea of you need to be amazing at making videos, or you need to be amazing at really stupid stuff. Like if you can't create an awesome thumbnail on YouTube, or you don't have design skills, then you can't do it. And then there's the kind of fundamental piece about if you're introverted and you don't think you're funny and you don't think you're endearing and all those kind of things, then that holds you back. But the thing that kind of got me started with doing these videos about a month ago was that piece around action produces momentum, and there's definitely an element of that where getting a bit older and earmuffs for any of our friends who might be listening who have just had young kids, but you kind of just stop giving a fuck to a point where you just don't really care. Like, the worst that happens is people are gonna have a go at you in a jokey way, and people that you don't know are gonna have a go at you in a less jokey way, but you don't know them, so who cares? So I just thought it was a kind of interesting thing where, as someone that typically sits around and overthinks all of this stuff, the kind of moral of the story, if I was writing my biography, would be just have a crack, like just have a go, because you don't nothing bad is going to happen, and it's quite fun, and people that haven't reached out to you for a while reach out to you, and etc. So so I'm loving it. It's good fun, and I'm gonna kind of keep cracking on with it, especially in the run up to the wedding in June. As I said, I might try and do something, some wedding shred style stuff or whatever, but basically just whatever I can do to convince myself to eat healthier and try and lose a bit of weight before I get married. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. One of my 5 avid listeners reached out to me last week, shout out to Kelly, saying that she wanted a bit more of an update on new job and all of these kind of things, and I will do that. But then I realised that when there are, as I say, a handful of people listening, it probably makes more sense for me just to give Kelly a call than to put it out into the universe and have make you all suffer through listening to that, because I don't know if you're all particularly interested in it. But, let me know if not, who knows. But that is it from me this week. I'm gonna, as I say, keep trying to do these, and keep rambling on about nonsense. But I will see all you lovely people soon.